It's a frosty Savernake this morning, friends. Welcome to Going to Ground. Snowfall last night, bit of a couple of flurries over the weekend, and I've just dipped into the forest as I often do on a Monday morning, driving to Salisbury, and the sunrise is still coming up. There's probably you can see a vague peachy glow in the background, and through the massive oak trees there in the distance, it is extremely picturesque, with a bit of a dusting of snow on the branches. I wanted just to see it. Well, Advent, is it a beginning or an end? The end of the beginning, as Churchill says, or possibly the beginning of the end? I think it's probably the latter. Now, it's the start of the church's year, of course, as many of you will know. Not January the 1st, but Advent Sunday marks the beginning of the Christian year, because it's the period of leading up to the Nativity of Christ. And it's a season when we look at the end times. And a lot of the Bible readings for the church are about the end of time, and looking forward to the second coming of Christ as well as his first coming. A mind-bending event that's extremely hard to get your head around if you approach it in one way, but imaginatively, spiritually, it's incredibly rich and a source of Christian hope. And I think that Advent is the beginning of the end, because the coming of Christ was described by the first Christians as they described themselves as us on whom the end of the ages has come. And you see in some of his teachings, particularly as he draws close to his death, the predictions of the end times become more apocalyptic, more real, more urgent as well. The need to read the signs of the times, and so there is something about this short few weeks, 4 weeks leading up to Christmas, which is ultimate, if you see what I mean. It's looking ahead in the midst of the penultimate times that we live in, and we're called to examine ourselves and live what you might call spiritually resilient lives. I'm a big fan of the transition town movement for environmentally sustainable, or resilient as they call them, communities, so that in the midst of the carbon crisis, communities can look at how we're to live together in ways that are actually resilient to ecological shock. And spiritual resilience is all part of that, of course. Spirituality is not separated off from the rest of life. It's one of the things at the heart of this series of films. And in Advent, we're particularly called to look to our ways of life. Are they ways of life? Rather like in Lent, actually. That's the other penitential season where we kind of dispense with the things that are not going to last. And of course, St. Paul says only 3 things truly last: faith, hope, charity. So God bless you as you, with me, try to live a resilient, future-orientated life this Advent. And from Wiltshire, crisp as Christmas, God bless you as you go to ground.